Welcome to Lesson 28. Congratulations on making it to our final module. We're going to begin by looking at another common tense, the perfect tense. First, our phrase, Premia compravit. He has prepared the rewards. Now, we'll start with some review. As you know, the tense indicates when an action takes place, whether that is in the present or in the future or in the past. As a little aside, the word tense comes from the Latin word tempus, meaning time. A famous Latin phrase is tempus fugit, which means time flies, urging us to make good use of our time. Most of the work we've done so far has been around the present tense. For example, if I wanted to say I shout in Latin, that would be clamo. In the last module, you learned about the imperfect tense, which is used to indicate past actions that were incomplete in the sense that they were ongoing or habitual. So if we wanted to say I shouted in Latin, that would be clamabam. You've also learned about the future tense, that is, the one that's used to indicate an action that will take place in the future. So if I wanted to say I will shout in Latin, that would be clamabo. In this lesson, we'll look at the perfect tense, which we use when a single action has been completed in the past, either long ago or recently. Whereas present, imperfect, and future tense verbs are built on a verb's present stem, perfect tense verbs are built on the perfect stem. The perfect stem is found among the four principal parts of a verb, and these are the forms required to make the different tenses. Most Latin dictionaries will show all four forms in a verb's listing. For example, for clamo, I shout, the dictionary listing might look like this. Clamo, followed by three endings, are, avi, atus. The four parts are the first person singular of the present tense, in this case, clamo, the infinitive, clamare, the first person singular of the perfect tense, in this case, clamavi, and another one called the perfect passive participle. For clamo, that is clamatus. We'll look more at the four parts of the verb and the verb stems in a future lesson. All you need to know for now is that each verb has its own perfect stem. Taking the example of clamare, to shout, we can see that the first person singular of the perfect tense is clamavi. To find the stem, we drop the e, thus the perfect stem is clamav. To this is added the perfect tense endings, I istiit, imus istis ere, or erunt. And here's a table showing how to conjugate clamare in the perfect tense. Clamavi, clamavisti, clamavit. Clamavimus, clamavistis, clamaverunt, or clamavere. Either of those may be used. For examples of the four parts of other conjugations, here is the second conjugation verb sedere, and you can see sedeo, sedere, sedi, sesus. The perfect tense stem is sed. For concipere, the perfect tense stem is concep. For sepelire, the perfect tense stem is sepeliv. And here's a table showing how to conjugate concipere, to conceive, in the perfect tense. Concepi, concepisti, concepit, concepimus, concepistis, conceperunt. A Latin perfect tense verb can be translated in several ways. For example, concepi can be translated as I have conceived, or I conceived, or I did conceive. Some examples now. In our prayers, we can find these perfect indicative active verbs. Descendit ad infernos. He descended into hell. Descended is the perfect tense of the third person singular form of the verb descendere, to descend. And you'll find that in the vocabulary list for this lesson. Remember, the same form, descended, is also used for the present tense of the third person singular. Okay, so you'll always need to look at context to figure out exactly what is meant by descended. Next one, premia comparavit. He has purchased the rewards. Comparavit is the perfect tense of the third person singular form of comparare, to prepare, a first conjugation verb. And premia is the accusative plural form of premium, reward. He has purchased the rewards. Next one, et habitavit in nobis, and dwelt among us. Habitavit is the perfect tense of the third person singular form of habitare, to dwell. Vocabulary now. Descendere, to descend. Resurgere, to rise up or resurrect. Concipere, to conceive. Recolere, to recollect. Ignis, masculine, fire. Habitare, to dwell. For homework, you'll find some exercises in your text, and there are supplementary exercises as well as a drill schedule to download. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.